brutal truth about Mounjaro-jowls Rosie O'Donnell. Even her $90,000 facelift can't hide this. Caroline Bullock. Whether it's Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her bus seat or Mahatma Gandhi's anti-colonial Salt March history is etched with individual acts of defiance. Now, it seems, we can add Rosie O'Donnell's $90,000 facelift to that storied legacy. Yes, in case of any doubt, O'Donnell's plastic surgery procedure back in January wasn't just about fixing the comic actress's sag following her Mounjaro-induced 60 pounds weight loss. Promoting her new one-woman stage show, Common Knowledge, the preeny progressive stressed this week how her deep plain facelift, which is favored by the deep-pocketed elite, is also a political statement.
Still spending forever chopping vegetables? The Full-Star Pro vegetable chopper dices onions, potatoes, and more into its container in seconds, helping make meal prep faster and tidier. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/2 before it's gone.
I had to wrestle with myself because as a feminist, I always felt facelifts were a response to the male gaze and not anything I believe in, said the 64-year-old to People magazine over a first world problem no one else cares about. Apparently, her 13-year-old non-binary child, Clay, piped up with this implausible reminder about O'Donnell's status as a role model while she procrastinated. "Mommy, girls look up to you. What does your legacy stand for if you do this?" But eventually, Rosie relented, explaining, "The real power of feminism is to decide what we want to do with our bodies and when." Like so many uber-woke liberals, it appears that O'Donnell can easily spin a moral U-turn into a virtue-signaling opportunity. As a reminder, her previous resistance to cosmetic work wasn't even just about pandering to societal pressures. The star, who fled to Ireland shortly after Trump's second inauguration, was set on embracing the wrinkles that were going to define her character-driven later-in-life acting. "I always knew as an actress that when I got into my 60s, I would be playing the Geraldine Page roles," she told entertainment site Vulture back in 2021 of the famed actress who won her first and only Oscar in her 60s. "I wasn't going to have plastic surgery. I was going to look the way a woman my age should look, and I always thought that would be a blessing in my older age. I would get to play the Colleen Dewhurst roles. I'm getting all this acting work now that I'm closing in on 60. What a difference 5 years and the pull of gravity makes. Who wants to see a Chinese Shar-Pei staring back in the mirror or a face akin to a drug-ravaged mugshot for that matter?" Not surprisingly, O'Donnell had grown tired of people telling her she looked miserable when she felt happy because of her droopy Mounjaro-jowls. And with an estimated $80 million fortune, she has the means to reclaim her jawline and turn the frown upside down. The result has restored some volume, knocked off several years of sag, and boosted her already considerable confidence. None of that is problematic, so why not just own it? Though at least O'Donnell admitted having the procedure, unlike so many image-obsessed celebs. But Rosie's posturing stands in sharp contrast to 90s talk show icon Ricki Lake, who very publicly admitted to undergoing a deep plain lower face and neck lift in 2024 after her own 40-pound weight loss left her with a turkey neck. Not only did Lake share candid before and after images of her surgery on Instagram this week to mark its 2-year anniversary, she sent love and shout-outs to her surgeon as well. Lake is proof you can do transparency without the angsty soul-searching. It's a shame O'Donnell doesn't subscribe to this less is more approach as well. But then the Anne just like that star has a long history of misfired gestures. Remember her false claims that the Minneapolis Catholic Church school shooter, who killed 2 children and injured 18 others in 2025, was a MAGA supporter, a Republican and a white supremacist. And what about her brazen overestimate of her impact on President Trump during their 2 decades of feuding? "I think I trigger him like a PTSD response of all his failures in his life as a kid," she trilled to Variety magazine of POTUS. In truth, whether it's a flashy facelift under the guise of feminism or living in self-imposed political exile across the Atlantic, O'Donnell's brand of woke betrays the self-absorbed ego and narcissism that's never far from the surface. And all is rooted in an inflated sense of her own reach and importance. And here's why: Specifically on the issue of her facelift, O'Donnell so deeply disappoints. Some honesty around cosmetic work is actually a welcome relief from the days when celebrities insisted their suddenly taut jaws and stretched eyes were the result of a new moisturizer or increased water consumption. It was the sort of smoke and mirrors which only fed unrealistic expectations for us mere mortals, while taking us for fools. Massive budgets aside, O'Donnell's still-wizened face does offer a more relatable alternative to the airbrushed perfection of influencers getting cosmetic work they're often far too young to truly need. Unfortunately, Rosie's usual woke pretensions have only been a tedious distraction from being the role model kid believes she can be.